Hi all, this is Cell Phone Arena video review of the Samsung Galaxy 5. The handset is a basic Android phone in the Galaxy line. It has a 2.8-inch capacitive touchscreen with 240 by 320 pixels of resolution. Pretty low for today's standard is this 2.8-inch size, but the visibility indoors is good and viewing angle as well for a basic LCD handset, that is. Outside on the direct sunlight, performance even on maximum brightness is below average, but indoors everything looks decent. Underneath this 2.8-inch screen are a bunch of navigational buttons. Everything's physical, there's no capacitive touch keys. The two rocker buttons here for the 4 Android functions. It's search and home on the left, and then back. It's menu and home on the left, and then back and search on the right. Underneath them are the send and end keys and the 5-directional D-pad. Since everything is cramped underneath the screen, this area feels quite overcrowded and there's no backlighting, so you have to learn by heart which Android function is applied to which side of the rocker buttons, which takes some getting used to, but after you spend some time with the handset, you get used to it. There are no sensors in the front whatsoever, no front-facing camera, no ambient light or proximity sensor to keep costs low, we assume. Since most of the keys are underneath the screen, around the handset we have only the volume key on the left and the micro USB port, as well as the standard audio jack up top, and that's it. Nothing else around the handset. Looking on the side, there's this sloping line in dark gray, which is a tribute to the Corby line. It's basically looks like a Corby with Android, which makes it pretty appealing in terms of design. It's light, it's very comfortable to hold, and the design looks good. On the back is a typical for Samsung glossy black plastic, and the 2-megapixel camera with chrome-like rim around it. The Samsung Galaxy 5 has a 600 MHz chipset, which is powering Android 2.1, and on top of it is TouchWiz 3.0, but a bit modified version, as we can see here. So let's have a look at it. The TouchWiz 3.0 interface on the Samsung Galaxy 5 is very optimized for the 2.8-inch screen with QVGA resolution. For example, the usual traditional dock in the bottom of the home screens here is with smaller icons to fit in the screen. It's transparent. There are only 3 icons here for the dial pad, contacts, and the main menu. Otherwise, it's the same interface. Home screens where you can place widgets, the Samsung set, and the default Android widgets. The one we find most useful is feeds and updates, which shows the status of your social networking accounts. The main menu, pages with icon grids, shortcuts to your pre-installed and downloaded off Android Market applications. See how smooth it feels. In fact, let us show you the contacts list. Kinetic scrolling is so smooth that we were fooled in the beginning. The handset runs Froyo. Very optimized experience on the 600 MHz Qualcomm chipset. And as usual, social networking integration in your contacts list is done very well. Very deep integration, for example, of any of your contacts profiles, and you can add here Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Gmail. You exchange contacts, friends and colleagues from the profile You can have a look at the history of your conversations, regardless the channel, and history of the activities, social networking activities of your contact, all from downloaded off Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Gmail, etc. You can even follow here if they upload picture albums on Facebook. It's probably the best social networking integration in contacts that you can find on Android handsets. Samsung has gone with the stock experience in Calendar, the Android 2.1 Eclair, which is a good thing since this calendar is already with a very simple interface and pretty functional. Let's try out an event. You see we replaced the default portrait keypad with swipe, which comes pre-installed on the handset, which made things much easier to enter text, both in portrait and in landscape mode. And you see it's pretty easy to add an event in the calendar. It aggregates also your Facebook or Exchange calendars if you have set them up. The other stock experience is in the gallery. The default Android 2.1 gallery is here with 3D effects. And the camera interface is the usual TouchWiz 3.0. Functional, a lot of settings. But the pictures from the 2 megapixel camera come lacking detail a bit. The browsing experience on the Samsung Galaxy 5 is pretty good. The screen doesn't support multi-touch, so pinch to zoom, etc. won't work. But there's double tap to zoom. This text reflow, kinetic scrolling is smooth. And although it doesn't support desktop Adobe Flash, Flash ads can be seen easily, and for example embedded videos show up as well. If you want precision zooming, you'll use the magnifying glass here. All in all, very decent browsing experience. The Samsung Galaxy 5 uses the default Android music player, which is pretty decent. And what's more, although it's the most basic Android handset in the Galaxy line, it has the 5.1 channel surround sound in headset mode. Here you go. Once you plug the handsets in, you have a mock surround sound, which improves the listening experience quite a bit. Well, we have to note that we like the Samsung Galaxy 5. It lacks a bit of extra features, such as proximity sensor, ambient light on the front or front-facing camera. The screen is smallish for today's standards, 2.8-inch capacitive touchscreen, and the navigational buttons underneath it feel a bit cramped in this small space. There's no backlighting to them as well, but you get used to that pretty quickly. The 2 megapixel camera on the back takes pictures that are lacking a bit in the detail department, but these gripes are overshadowed by the fact that you have a very decent Android handset at the rock bottom price with a full set of connectivity options. You have 3G, Wi-Fi, assisted GPS, Bluetooth and FM radio with RDS, And as we mentioned, for this price, if you're just moving to a touchscreen phone, or you want a basic Android handset with an appealing design from a brand name manufacturer like Samsung, then this handset would be a very suitable candidate. This was a video review of the Samsung Galaxy 5 from Phone Arena.